fire needs her tail. We're on this freight train going down the rail. Together on this pilgrim trail. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Sometimes heaven, sometimes hell. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Where everything is up for sale. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Let's meet up down the pilgrim trail. No return, baby, on the summer night. The shot of love and the spark of laughter breathe. The stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. Brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this rush of life, you'll never find its match. So you live to be a million years. All hearts are lost by default in the time of a single beat. We're leaving on the next train, babe, so take your seat.
Hello everybody and welcome to the live stream. I'm Tom Kovichak and this is Tom's Trains and Things. Tonight we're going to talk about the 10 most common things that model railroaders make mistakes with when they are beginning, and I made all of them. But the reason that I'm going on this topic tonight is because that video that went out, let me see, it went out November 11th, 2017 on the 25th of this month, 5 days ago. It went over 100,000 views. So finally, thank you for watching. And there's a lot of people out there that wanted to know what those mistakes were. And believe me, I made all of them, and I put another video out a couple of weeks after that with 5 more mistakes, and it didn't do as good. It only has about 10,000 views, but still people were watching it. But there's 15 mistakes that I made when I was starting out, and we'll go over a few of them. But first, let's talk about some train shows and other stuff. So, first things first, May 16th and 17th, Sparky, I see you in there. Hi. Meet and greet at Strasburg, Pennsylvania. There's going to be a lot of things to do there. You got Strasburg Railroad, you got Pennsylvania Railroad Museum across the street, you got Choo Choo Barn, you got a model, you got a hobby shop right next to Choo Choo Barn. The other direction, you got the Red Caboose Motel, and you got behind that, you got the Toy Train Museum. And hopefully everybody, or a lot of people on the 15th are going to be staying at the Red Caboose Hotel, so we can get together that night and have some fun. So go on Sparky's site and let him know. I think he's got a video on there. I can't remember which one it is, but he said put your name in there if you plan on going. Might have something else going on. I want to say hi to everybody. Dave L. Solo Contracting's here. Art, Barn Full of Trains, CDP 1965. I got to get this monitor closer so I could see. My eyes aren't that good. But who else we got here that I want to say hello to? Okay. Randy, Dave, Schuylkill River Valley, how you doing? Okay, I gotta go all the way down here. Who else we got? We got Otis. Debbie's here moderating, and she says, bet you go an hour 50 minutes. I says I'm only going to do an hour. This is the first one. Well, this is the last one where it's only 2 weeks apart. It's going to be 1 week every Monday night from now on. So Debbie says that the first thing she said is, oh crap. But anyway, she said, I bet you're still going to keep it long. And I said, I'm going to try to keep it at an hour today. Who else do we have here? I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, I apologize. My eyes aren't that good. I got to put these monitors a little closer so I could see a little bit better. But anyway, I talked about the meet and greet, but here's the train shows. Okay, now Volusia County, now they must have every 2 months. Art, you'd probably know that. I got another postcard in the mail this week, October 5th for Volusia County again. Hopefully I'll get to go to the one in December. We're going to be going up north again and for Christmas, so I don't know when the next one is, but hopefully we'll get to go to that one and maybe the Jacksonville one and the Tampa one. Here's one, November 2nd, First Christian Church in Ocala, Florida, train show put on by the Lions Club. Sunshine Region NMRA 2019 Joint Workshop, November 9th. And where is this one? Davenport, Florida. I'm not too familiar where Davenport, Florida is, but it sounds like it's up north of Tampa someplace. Could be somewhere else, but I don't know. I'm just taking a guess there. Jacksonville Annual Toy Train Show, November 23rd. If you're up in that area, go take a look at that. All right. Regal Railway Toy Train and Collectible Show, Dover, Florida. Hillsborough County Fairgrounds. Hillsborough, I think that's... Is that around Orlando? Debbie's not listening. But anyway, Hillsborough County, that's on November the 23rd. And I don't want to put that out there yet because that's the next thing coming up. But first of all, let's talk about the 10 most common mistakes made by model railroaders. And I got it here. I got a video here. Where's that video at? Let me put this under beginner. Okay, this video I put out, like I said, in November of 2017. Yeah, 2017. And I didn't think that it was going to go anywhere because I was just playing around with it. I just put it together real fast. I was really playing around with my green screen. I had just bought a green screen. I got 2 green screens. I got one here that's off to the side. It's a portable one that you could fold up, but I haven't figured out how to fold it up. And I got a real big one. It's like 10 foot by 15 foot, and I think that's what I used on that one there. But I was playing around with the green screen, and I didn't think this video would be going anywhere. So let me cue this thing up here, and I'm just going to give you the first part of it. And while we're at it, if you have any questions later or comments about the video, let me know, and I'll put it up on the chat here. All right, here we go. Boom. Most frequent mistakes that new modelers make when they're starting out in model railroading. Now, a little over a year ago, I did the first model railroading for beginners, and in the first video and the second video, I talked about a lot of things that the new modeler should pay attention to when they're starting out. Now, I had 5 categories in there, and while I was talking about those 5 categories of modelers, I talked about a lot of different things that these modelers should be taking a look at when considering their model railroad. Now, most model railroaders, when they start out, just like myself, didn't have the opportunity to watch a YouTube video like this, or even buy VCR tapes or DVDs with instructional videos on how to do things in model railroading. We made a lot of mistakes. Out of those 10, and even more than that, I made all of them. Okay, I'm not going to let you sit through all of that. It's a real long video, and earlier today I was I wanted to queue up all the steps on there, but I have no way to start it out at those particular things on there. But I'm going to put the links in the description later on so you can watch it. I'm not going to put it on now, so you can watch this right now. How you doing, Mark? And I heard Debbie say that my granddaughter is on there. Yeah, there she is. Bake away with Maddie. Hi, Maddie. I don't know if your mom told you, but we're going to be up that way for Christmas after you get back off your cruise. So I'm excited about that. So anyway, Joe G, good to see you here. All right, who else is here? All right. Jerry. All right. I think that's it. Steve Smith. Okay. All right. Now, let's start with number 1. No plan. Okay, if you're starting out and you don't have a plan, you got to find a plan. You got to do some research. And the biggest thing about that research is figuring out where you're going to put it, what you're going to do with it, and what kind of track plan you're going to have, and all that good stuff. And we'll go over more of that in the video, or if you watch the video, you could see more of what that is on the having no plan. You got to have a plan for everything. So you got to, it's counterproductive, to go and start something and you're just going, okay, now, I got the bug. Now what am I going to do? Do some research and figure out what you're going to do. So number 2 is buying too many trains or locomotives. And I know a lot of people like to buy locomotives. They stack them all over the place. I mean, that if you got the shelf space to put it on there, go ahead and do that. Buy all the locomotives you want. But you're never going to run 50 locomotives on your layout at one time unless you got some humongous layout. But I did it long time ago when locomotives were really cheap, when they were like $10, $15. You can get them at Woolworths. You can get it at G.C. Murphy's and places like that. So, you know, I made the same thing. I made the same mistake. I had all these locomotives and no rolling stock. So you got to pull that. You got to have something behind that locomotive. You got to have some rolling stock behind it. So spend your money on some rolling stock, and instead of buying so many trains or so many locomotives, because they're just going to end up sitting on the shelf. They're nice to look at. I grant you that, and they're nice to have, and they're a little bragging point right there. But what are you going to do with all of them? But that's my number 2. Number 3, trying to start out too big. Okay, if you're going to start out your model railroad, you got to start it out real small. Don't, you know, this thing right here, this is like 10 by 17. This is like 30 years of thinking and putting things off and finally getting down to, you know, what I really wanted to do. But when I started out with a 4 by 8 sheet of, we didn't even have plywood then. We had Homosote on a frame, and I had 2 ovals on it. But don't try to get way too big too soon, before, you know, you have plenty of time to do it. So just go ahead and, you know, get your circle, get your oval, and start doing it from there. Okay, number 4. You don't have to be an expert. People think that they have to be an expert to do things. You don't have to be an expert. Just start doing it. You know, I mean, I was all thumbs on everything, and I just started getting into it and started doing things, and before you know it, you know, I could do just about anything on this model railroad here, except for make trees. I'm really lousy at making trees. But you don't have to be an expert at everything. You don't have to be an expert at one thing. I mean, you could be good. You could be a jack of all trades, and that's what, you know, I would consider myself. Number 5. No patience. You can't wait for it to get done. You got to be patient on this hobby. You got to wait for the glue to dry. You can't be sticking things together and waiting, you know, and put it up there already and before the glue dries, or even the paint dries when you're painting something. You got to have patience on it. It takes patience, and more patience. And I know there's a lot of people that don't have patience, because I got a lot of comments in that one video about me taking so long to get to number 1. And I says, you just don't have the patience. It took me 3 minutes to get to number 1, because I always add something in the beginning of the video about extra stuff leading into it. So patience, you gotta have patience. Wait for that paint to dry, wait for that glue to dry, or it's going to fall apart. And that's something that we're going to talk about at the workbench here. Okay, number 6. Okay. Choosing the wrong scale or choosing the right scale. Okay, if you have a small, like I got a small area right here. Okay, and I chose this scale a long time ago because that's the size that I had because I had a big basement. Always had a big basement until I moved here in Florida. We don't have basements here in Florida. We got garages if you're lucky enough to have a garage. Art just did a video about his empire in the garage. Yeah, Jack, there we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'm ignoring this, and I didn't put this up here. Let me put this up here. Okay. Jack of all trades and master of none. Okay. Glue dries, nail it down, baby. Running in an hour. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, where was I? Breaking out my easy track soon. Okay, let me put that one up there. That's what Sparky's doing. Breaking out my easy track soon. Okay, so I guess you're getting pretty done with that shed. I know you had another video up there, didn't get a chance to watch it yet. When I watch videos, I binge watch, so it'll be coming up. Hurricane shelters, yeah. Okay. Now, choose the right scale. If you live in an apartment and you don't have any room, you're not going to want to go with G scale or O scale. I mean, you're not going to have any place to put it. But so if you're starting out in a small apartment or something, go to a smaller scale. And another thing you got to take into consideration is if you're just beginning and you don't have that much of expertise in anything, like going back to the other one with don't have to be an expert, you don't know too much about it, then you could always go with N scale or HO scale where they have a lot of stuff. Now I hear a lot of complaints from N scale are saying that they can't get kits or anything like that in the things that they want. I feel your pain. HO has a lot of stuff, and that's probably why I chose HO, because they have a lot of stuff. But make sure that you can handle what you have the room for it, and choosing the right scale is really important for everything. Okay, next one, number 7. Okay, 5, 6, 7. Okay, not having the right bench work. You can't put stuff on the table. Okay, now you can put stuff on the table. You put stuff on the, if you're going to a train show, you put your module or something on the table. But that's about the gist of it. You can't put it on a table. You have to choose the right bench work for what you're having. A lot of people use the cookie cutter method, L girder, up against the wall, around the wall, double, triple layer, and everything else. If you don't have the right bench work there, it's not going to be staying there very long. You gotta have to have something stable, built big, but you're not building a house, so you don't need to do the stuff with 2x4s. 1x2s, 1x3s is good enough, unless you're doing G scale inside the house. Then maybe you might go 1x4. Okay. Just trying to catch up on it. Okay, number 8. I got arthritis, so it's hard to get that up. Track work. Too much track work. Trying to squeeze too much track into a small space. It's not realistic unless you're in a yard. Okay. When I started this one here, and I made that, and like I said before, I made every one of these mistakes. And I tried to put too much stuff in here, and I have a whole box of turnouts that I'm using downstairs. And I'm using about a dozen turnouts downstairs, and I still got some left over that I pulled out of here because I wanted to cram too much track in there. It looked good on paper. It looked good, it did it on the computer, and it printed it out, and it looked pretty good. But when I started building it, it didn't look good at all. It looked too cramped. Everything was too crunched in together. That's why I tore out a bunch of stuff there. So don't try to fit too much stuff into a small area. Okay, number 9. Ask for help when you need it. Okay, if you need help, there's a lot of places to go. And on the video, I talked about Facebook users groups. Now, I said that with kind of as a joke, because when you go on the Facebook users group, a lot of them, you ask for help on there, and you're going to get 100 different ways to do one thing. And I said, if you need help, find somebody that knows what they're talking about and listen to that help. Don't listen to what everybody says that you should be doing, because you're the one that knows what you want. Do what you want to do. Do it within your own means. Do it within your own expertise. A lot of people will tell you, oh, this is the only way to do it, and don't listen to them. That may be good for them, but it may not be good for you. Not everything is good for everybody. So you have your own limitations on what you need to do. So if you want to do something, do your research. Ask a lot of people. I mean, don't go to every Facebook group and ask the same question. I mean, that would be like spamming, wouldn't it? I don't have my spam over here today. So, but anyway, ask for expert opinion. If there's a model railroad club near you or a hobby shop near you, ask the people there, because they'll be able to tell you what to do. Number 10, expanding too fast. I know you got that small railroad over there, and that you want to make it bigger, and you got the itchy feeling that you need to make it bigger. Take your time. That goes back to number 5, which is patience. Don't try to make everything so big, okay? Because a lot of time big isn't the best. It's take your time with it. That's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it at 10. I got 5 more here from the second video. I'm not going to even go over that second video, but there's 5 more things. I'll leave the link down in there towards the end over here, and we'll go on to the next thing. At the Workbench, and I just did a video about, oops, hit the wrong one. I did it over again. I did the wrong button here. Okay, now I can do it. There we go. The module cam, live view of the module project. I put this video out yesterday, and I said that I was going to be doing a lot of kits. I got the track work basically figured out what I'm going to do, and that is what it looks like right now. It's a live cam, and you can see laying on the floor that today I picked up 2 more sheets of the pink foam so I could raise it up a little bit higher. That's what I was talking about on the video yesterday on the module project part 6 of doing the track work and the buildings on it. So let me take a look at this real quick before I go any further. Okay, everybody's talking within themselves. I'm just doing helping the wife. Okay, all right, I'll get back to all of that later, but here we go. At the Workbench, boom. This is a Bar Mills kit that I said that I was going to do, and I'm going to start on this tomorrow morning. Higginbotham's coal and sand, and at one time I think I did about, I think altogether I have about almost 30 Bar Mills kits. So counting the ones that I got downstairs, that's going to be about 33. So this is what I got to work with right here. It's 2 buildings and a trestle and all this good stuff right here. Detail parts and a conveyor. I have a couple of conveyors already, so I probably won't put that one together until I really need another conveyor, because I already got some, and some more detail parts. The one thing I like about bar mills, they always give you some good detailed parts in the kits. And I like this little thing right here. A little cluster of all that good stuff right there. But anyway, I'm going to be starting working on this tomorrow. I said I have 3 bar mills kits. I got a hydrocal kit, couple of hydrocal kits from different manufacturers. I got a lot of plastic kits, a couple from Walthers. Let me go back, and you can see way back on the far end back here. Let me see where I could get that up there. But anyway, way in the back, you can see 2 different box covers from Walthers, and that's just a couple of the kits that I'm going to do in plastic. But the biggest ones are these right here, and that was supposed to shut off. Why didn't that shut off right there? Okay. Boom. Okay. There we go. That's no longer the module cam. But anyway, bar mills kits. I love bar mills kits, and this is what the thing looks like right here. And it's a building with a shed on the side, and then there's a little trestle in the back where you can dump the coal there, and sand if you like. And I'm going to put that back in the city part of my module. And people were asking about how wide it is and how big it is. It's 24 inches. It's 2 feet wide. I got two 2x6 foot pieces, and I got one 2x4 piece that goes the other way, and that's where the city part of it is. Okay, so here we go. I like this comment right here. I'm liking the laser cut wood kits over the plastic kits. Easier to weather. I love these kits right here. Like I said, I did about 30 of the bar mills already. I've done a lot of Foscale, laser art, and even Walthers has some kits, laser cut wood kits. I mean, that whole back over there is mostly laser cut. I got a couple of white metal buildings and a couple of plastic buildings, but all along this edge over here is all laser cut wood kits. Let me see if I can get over that way. Nope, that one. Okay, like right over here. These are all laser cut wood kits right there. So that's what I'll be doing with the module project. Okay, where's boom. That right there. Okay. The module cam. Nothing going on there right now, but I have a camera on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Whenever I get to work on it, I'll be able to film it if I need to. I got a camera down there. And what else? Okay. And Debbie got me an early Christmas present. Christmas and birthday present is coming in the mail next weekend. So on the next, if I get it by next Monday, which is the 6th, I'll let you see what it is, and that'll help out going downstairs. But I wanted to do a Here we go with another Shout Out Monday evening. I like saying that. I miss saying that from the series that I had. But anyway, you know this person. I know most of you probably know her, or probably all of you know him. But I wanted to do a shout out for him because of what he's doing right now. And let me see if I could pull this up, and I'll get this video queued up, and maybe once we get this up here, you might know who I'm talking about. So, all right, here we go. Now, this is all scratch built right here. And it would take me forever to do something like that. And he says it's 1,726 pieces plus a few more. And that's what it looks like. Okay. That is one big bridge. And let me try to get to the channel here. That was the video, but let me cue this thing up right here. Okay. And who we talking about? But, and you know it because you saw his face on there, and you probably watched this video anyway. But the Bob's and Skill Man Cave. He doesn't put out that many videos, but he's been working on this bridge for a while, and I'm assuming that he's finished because he's talking about doing a part 3, and he already talked about what is in that part 3, so it's already finished and he's ready to go with it. But the Bob's and Skill Man Cave, check him out. That is one big bridge. And let me see if I can put this up on, where's his link? Right here. I'll put this up in the chat as soon as I pull the chat up. Okay. Bear with me here. All right. I'm having a little problem with this. I don't want to save it. I want to minimize it. I want to bring this down and put it in the chat. Okay, right there. Control V. And right there, that is his link to his channel. And if you'd like to go see him, take a look at it afterwards, or put it up in a tab, and you can look at it over there. But here's the link right there. It doesn't do you any good up there, but a lot of people put links up there anyway. That is a really, really, really big bridge, and I'd never be able to do anything like that. Okay, but anyway, that is our shout out for today. The Bob's and Skill Man Cave. Go take a look at his channel. I'm not used to not being a mod. I tried to post the link and I got a message saying no, I could do it, and Debbie can do it. I haven't picked any mods yet, and I probably will soon. Just, you know, since I am starting these streams once a week now, and I told Debbie I'll try to keep them at an hour, and she says, I bet you run it up to an hour and 50 minutes, so I'm gonna try to keep this at an hour. Okay, I've been watching it. Going to be great. Yeah, I mean that is a lot of work. Okay. And here's another one. Awesome. But anyway, go check him out. The links do stay in the chat for later. I have checked my live streams. Yeah, after I don't know what happened, when I talked about that about a month ago, that the links were gone. I went back a couple of days later and the links were there. So it might have been something with maybe how soon after I checked to see if they were in there, but they weren't in there right away. But when I went back a couple of days later, they were in there. Another thing with subs. Now, Randy was talking about the sub issue on the last one, and we talked about that a little bit. And there have been all kind of problems with the subs. In fact, they were showing some. I was checking some people because I knew that they had videos out, and I'd go into the subscriber thing, and here's how I'll show you how I check the subscriber thing. Let me pull this up in another tab. Boom, right there. Okay, and bring this up. Put that full screen and bring this over here. And I look at this subscriptions right here, and a lot. And in last week sometime, even though I was subscribed to somebody, it wasn't showing up their videos, and I'd go down in the column on the left hand side to see where all my subscribers are listed, and they weren't in there either. I had to actually physically type it in to go to their channel, and it still showed that I was subscribed, but it didn't show up anywhere in my subscriber list or any of their videos in the subscriber thing. So YouTube was having some issues with that, and I think it all goes back to what they've been trying to do with the subscriber count. I mean, the only place that you can go now to get your subscriber count, unless you go on the app right here, if you're doing it on the computer, you got to go to Studio Beta in the dashboard. And I hate that dashboard. I mean, I even told the engineer that was designing it that I hated it. I think that she didn't like me for that, but I says I don't use the dashboard for anyway. But they're forcing you to use the dashboard if you want to see your subscriber count, because that's where you got to go in Studio Beta in the dashboard just to see your actual count. And they've been screwing up a lot of things in the past couple of weeks, and it's getting really ridiculous. And like I said the last time, they're going to be doing some changes. You're going to see some changes in there because of the things that went on with the with the feds charging them for something. I can't remember what it was charged for. Something about targeting children, but they had to pay $170 million fine for that, and that's going to affect a lot of creators from now on, probably after the first of the year. Okay, let me see if I can go back here. Okay, YouTube is cracking down on my channels watching the same live streams from the same IP address, so that is messing with submarine counts till they work it out. What I do is I use the TV, and I don't sign in on the TV, and you can watch there. So if you're like anonymous there, it's like an incognito window on the TV. So if you have the apps on your TV, or you got Roku or whatever, the Amazon Fire Stick, you could go on like that and not log on and still watch YouTube videos there. That's how me and Debbie do it all the time. Okay, wait a minute. Oops. All right. I don't know what he's talking about here. So he's probably talking about to somebody else. So I missed that conversation. Stay inside blue or red. I work on commercial equipment, so I get control 0 control boards out equipment and solder the resistors off the boards did not damage. Okay, I like to solder, if you haven't noticed. Okay, Gaffa Haynes is here. How you doing, Gaffa? All right, but anyway, back to YouTube. Yeah, they're screwing things up. View counts, views are really screwed up. Subs are screwed up. The sub counts and everything else is screwed up. If you get a chance, take a look at Daryl Eves, some of his videos, or Nick Nimen's videos. They're on top of all that stuff. So if you're having some issues, you know, go to their channels, either Daryl Eves or Nick Nimen. They have some answers there. They even did a collaboration. I think I showed it the last time. But anyway, what do we have next? Questions. Anybody got any questions here? Let me get this out of here. Did we do that? We did that. All right. Let me pull this one thing up here. YouTube having issues. Never. Okay. So if anybody has any questions about anything, how many people out of those 10 mistakes, you know, I made every one of them. So how many people have made all those mistakes, or how many of those mistakes did you make when you were starting out? Just put the number in the chat so we could see what those numbers are there. Okay, I'm trying to catch up a little bit on here. Boom. Okay, this is what I put up at the very beginning. We all make mistakes in the beginning. I made a lot through the years. That's the subject of tonight's 10 most common mistakes made by model railroaders. And yes, I made all of those mistakes, and some of them I made them more than once. So I'm just trying to go back and look to see if there is any other questions in here. Okay, right here. Here's one from Nate. I went from HO to ON30 and then to HON30 because I realized I'll never have the room to build a significant size railroad. I had some N scale stuff. I just gave it away. I still have part of the layout down underneath here that I'll probably either give away or throw out. There's not much of it. It's just a couple of loops and a real long straight section that I had along the one side of the wall. But I did N scale, I did HO scale, and I also have some ON30 equipment in a tote that one of these days I'll get out and do something with. I said one of these days, you know. And why didn't I do that on the module? Because I wanted to have the module as a learning experience for beginning model railroaders, to help them out and show them how to do a module. And here we go. Tom is using layers 1-inch foam over 1/2-inch plywood. Yeah, when I figured out what I needed with these things right here, with this kit right here, I have to go up 2 inches from the bottom from this kit, and I have another Bar Mills kit that's on the water. So I have some dock thing on, I can't remember what it is, but if you look at the video, you'll see what it was. But I need to be at the water with the plywood and come up 2 inches for the coal right here, with these buildings at 1 inch. So I got to have my track leveled at 2 inches. So let me try to get back over here at the end. All right. I haven't done this yet. So, PayPal, Super Chat, Patreon, or go to the Amazon page where you could see stuff that I use on my channel, and every one of those helps out. PayPal. Okay, I have a PayPal me. Where's the thing at? Right here. PayPal. That little QR code will take you right to my PayPal. And I'll leave it up there for a little bit, and I'll put this other thing over here. So, to remind you of the Super Chat. You know, I do have that strobe working. You got to see it a little bit the last time. I'll just give you a little bit of it, because I do that when I get a Super Chat. So, don't forget, Super Chat, PayPal, Amazon, they all help out. Okay. I was wondering what your opinion is on doing ON30. Also, I have plenty of space, been thinking on starting an ON30 layout. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I have some ON30 equipment that I eventually will put up somewhere. Maybe Debbie's listening, so it'll probably go in the dining room or something, because I already took up the living room, so I got to put it somewhere. But I like ON30. If you watched a couple of my videos from Volusia County, okay, I had to think of it. Volusia County, they got ON30 up there. They got a really nice layout. It's what is it? It's a club on the East Coast. All right. I'll keep this on for a while now. Okay. Thank you, Dave, for the Super Chat. I really appreciate it. Yes, you can mention your contest. You know, one of these days I got to get one of you on here live so we could do a live stream together. I have a feature on here where I could do a stream that's built right into the program that I have. I could use one caller in it. All right, about some LED lights and train show that post to blink from blue to red. I've run into problems with my O-scale layout. The light either stay solid blue or solid red. They do not blink. Okay, what is that? What is that company that sells the stuff on there? Penguin? Or is it Penguin or something like that? But anyway, what's Otis? What's the brand name of it? I know some of the ones that I see at the train shows are holy moly. I'm going to keep this on now. Get 100 people in my chat on Wednesday night live chat. I will be giving away an HO and N-scale DCC locomotive. So come on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Go see Sparky. Go to his channel on his live stream. What I know you mentioned it on the other day. It wasn't this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that, when you was having problems, I couldn't even get back on. All I got was the chat and just a black screen on your audio and video. So I stayed on there and watched the chat. But what locomotives are you doing or giving away on there? I think I remembered, but I can't remember right now. I saw it, but I can't remember right now. That's what I wanted to say. All right. I like ON30 for fictional railroad, but a model 3-foot line. I can't see past the gauge being incorrect. That's the biggest part, is trying to get the gauge correct. I feel your pain. Okay. Wow, Sparky, that's crazy. So let me put this back up here again. Get 100 people in my chat on Wednesday night live chat. I will be giving away a HO and N scale DCC locomotive. So come on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And wait a minute. Let me see if I could do something here. I know you got his channel, but let me put up the link here. All right. Okay, the link is in the description now. Okay, so let me get back over here. I see a comment. Okay. Well, let me do this one first. I fixed that. I was at 10,000 bit rate. What did you change it to after the 10,000? Did you go lower and higher? Because on mine, I do mine at 14,000, but you have to go by your internet speed. You usually do only about 60 to 70% of what your internet speed is. Okay, so here we go.
Shut the light off.
Oh, shut the light off. Debbie's saying shut the light off. I had to put it on for extra long because Dave gave me another $20 on that super chat.
Okay, good, but it's hot.
Oh, Debbie says it's hurting her eyes. Okay, so an N-scale Kato ES44 DCC and an HO scale Bowser Canadian Pacific barn unit DCC and sound. So that's what Dave is giving away if he gets 100 people in his live stream. Okay, so 2,200. That's really slow. What's when you go to your if you ever do a internet check, what is your internet speed, like your upload speed? Because that's what you have to determine. Say like if your upload speed is 10 megabits per second, megabytes per second, then you could probably go up to 6,000. But you know, at 2,200, 80% of that, and I don't have a calculator. That 80 maybe 4 megabits per second. Is that what it is? Okay, but anyway, figure out anywhere between 60 and 70% of what your upload speed is, and that's what you could set your bit rate at on your live streams. Okay. Me too, Debbie. Yeah. Well, I had to put that on. I'm not going to wear any wigs like Sparky does, so I had to put that strobe on for that. And Rick Bailey says, "Thanks, Debbie." So Elmar says, "How many wigs this time for Sparky?" Yeah, you got to get more hamsters. So have you 2.2? Oh, okay. Okay, that's why. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of 2,200 is kind of pushing it for the 2.2 gigs. All right, what else we got going here? How many super chats? Well, I don't pick how many wigs you guys do. Okay, yeah. And he does the wigs, and I just show my shiny head with the grandpa duties. I just show my shiny head with the strobe. But anyway, it's getting close to an hour, and I told Debbie I would keep this at an hour, and she bet me that I would go for 1 hour and 50 minutes. I mean, I may go just a little bit over an hour, but not too much. Okay, so it is time to, where is this at? All right, now it caught me right in the middle of this because I'm still trying to get the links for those videos. I'm going to put it up right here. I'll put the 10 most common in the chat. Oh crap, where am I at here? Boom. Okay, come over here. Boom. Now that's the 10 most common, and I'll put in the 5 more mistakes, which I put out a couple of weeks after that didn't do so good. You know, when on YouTube they tell you if you have something that starts out really good, then go ahead and do something similar to it. Well, I did, and it didn't go anywhere. The one has over 100,000 views, and the 5 more mistakes only has 10,000 views. So, but anyway, I would like to thank everybody. And one more thing that I have to do before I leave. I forgot to put this up. Okay, I have to find it. And you know that I have bad eyesight here, and that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. Okay, where did it go now? Okay, I know it's here someplace, and I just have to put it up because I have to. Okay, let me do this. Okay, I would like to thank everybody who has been contributing on Patreon. Chris O'Connell, Debbie Colley, Jack Barnett, John Dilly, I seen you here in the chat. John F. Wade, Marmy Hartzell, Mitch Coote, Mr. S.E. Hemstock, Nick Dukellis, Patrick Bezenet, Reggie Stroud, Roy Hardwick, and Will Kling. Thank you very much for contributing on Patreon. And I want to say good night to everybody. I'm going to leave this chat open for a little bit so everybody can say their goodbyes. Next show is going to be next week. I'm going to be doing it every week now. And Debbie's going, oh my goodness. But I promised her I'll keep it close to an hour. It's 9 o'clock right now. And I'm going to keep my promise. It'll probably run a couple of minutes over with this last thing on here. But thank you all for showing up. I really appreciate everybody watching. I really appreciate the super chats from Sparky. I'm not going to put up the strobe again, but let me see if I could find the announcement right here. Boom. I'll put this, there's the $10 one. Okay, here we go. I'll put this back up so everybody could see it. Okay, go to Sparky's webpage channel on Wednesday. I put his link up there in the chat also. try to get 100 people there, and he'll be giving away some stuff. I like when people give away some stuff. I wish I could afford to give away some stuff, but I really can't afford it. But if more of you do super chats, I might be able to afford it. I might be able to afford my medicine too. So I'm going to put up the, let me see, where's the ending thing? And it says end. So until the next time, which will be October 6th, we'll see you.